Good morning, everybody. Good seeing you in the Zoom. Go check out this warm up and follow those directions, right? Remember what we're going to do. You're going to pause this, copy down all these problems in your math uh, notebook, remember your composition book, and then you are going to go try these, right? Math notebook sort of looks like that. Those are my area uh, tiles from last week or earlier this week. Yeah, then you're going to pause this and go try them and then come back. And if you need a hint, you get those hints and keep trying. But copy the whole thing first and then start and then come back and we will go over it. Okay, I will see you in about 10 minutes. Okay. All right, welcome back. Let's do this. First off, the diamonds. What do you put on the top underneath that 28 to remind you we're talking about multiplying on top and adding on the bottom? And what is the answer to a multiplication problem? If I were going to write a word up here to help remind me what that 28 is the answer to two numbers multiply, what would it be? You bilingual yet? Yeah, product. And what is the answer to an addition problem? I take those two numbers and I add them, I get a blank of 11. What's that? Very good, sum. All right, now what two numbers have a product of 28 and a sum of 11? Hope you figured that out. 7 times 4 and 4 times 7, right? 33 and 14, those repeated digits, less than 100, that tells me 11 goes into it. How many times does 11 go into it? 3 times. Okay? And again, 3 times 11 is the same as 11 times 3. 3 plus 11 is the same as 11 plus 3. What word in math describes that relationship? It's called commutative. Commutative means you can change the order and it doesn't change your answer. It works with addition and multiplication. Okay? Start memorizing that. That'll help you in life in 7th and 8th grade especially. 25 and 10. Hopefully you figured out that's one of those perfect squares we call it. 5 to the second power is 25 and 5 plus 5 is 10. 900, yikes. And 60, hopefully recognized, that's almost like a basic fact, right? 3 times 3 is 9, 3 plus 3 is 6, 30 times 30 is 90, 900, sorry. 3 times 3 is 9, and I'm going to move the decimal over 2 spots. Remember, we're saying we're moving the decimal over 2 spots rather than adding zeros now. That will help us later when we start multiplying decimals. Okay? All right. Oh, I love seeing that word, don't you? What's your job when you do these problems? Your job is to make it easy. If you didn't make it easy, you didn't do it right. Okay? 293, I don't like that number. That number's too hard. I want it easier. What's an easier number that's close to 293? I could change that to 290. Makes it a little easier. But if you did 290, that means you have to know your facts with 29s. No. Let's make this easy. 300. It's pretty close to 300. And how about 416? You're not going to make it 410. What are you going to make it? Not 420. You're going to make it a nice even 400. And now you basically have 3 times 4. And I'm going to move the decimal over to the right. How many spots? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill the egg carton. Okay, 1, 2, 3, comma. So that's 120,000. Okay, what does this mean? 418/7? Well, that means divide. We use this backslash for division, just like all fraction problems are division problems. Okay, now this is one digit. This is 7 into 418. You know your sevens, so we're not rounding that. That's already easy enough. What we're rounding is this. Now, here's a cool thing. A lot of people want to round this to 400. But 400 will not help me because 7 does not go into 40 evenly. What number close to 40 does 7 fit into? If you said 42, you know your fact's pretty good. We want to change this to 420 because 7 goes into 42 perfectly. We call that compatible. Compatible means everything fits together well. Okay, so 7 goes into 42 6 times. It's going to go into 420 60 times. I'm using the squiggly line equal sign to mean 418 divided by 7 is about. It's not equal to, it's about 60. Okay, that's how you do that estimate. Okay, kind of cool when those things fit together like that. This, when we round to estimate, we round different ways depending on what we're doing. Okay, and when you divide, you're looking for numbers that fit together well. It's more important than nice, easy, round numbers like when you multiply. Okay. All right. So here we rounded this to 400, but here we rounded this to 420. Okay. And we don't mess with that 7. It's a single digit. That's like a fact. Okay. Now, 319 divided by 78. I'm going to round this first because this is that number that goes outside the box. And then I'm looking for a number inside the box that 8 fits into. What number close to 319 or 31 does 8 fit into? Well, if you know your 8, you go 8, 16, 24, 32. I'm changing that to 320 because 320 makes it easy. 300 doesn't. 8 doesn't fit into 30, right? If I change that to 300, I'm not making that easy, and your job is to make it easy. So look for a number that makes it easy. 320 makes it easy. 8 goes into 32 4 times, and it goes into 320 4 times. So 319 divided by 78 is about 4. Okay, next one, 16 times 16. This is going to blow your mind. I said estimate, okay, but why do we estimate? We want to make the problem easy because time is more important. Now, we want to get close, but we don't have to get the exact answer. We just want to get close and save time. You have that memorized. So your estimate for that is actually 256. Some people look at this and say, oh, 256, but it said estimate. So I'm going to round this to about 260. Now you took more time to get that 260. Okay, again, when you estimate, you want to make it easy because time's more important. If you have that memorized, you can't get closer to the right answer, and you can't take less time than just writing 256. Don't spend more time changing your answer. Okay, weird thing about estimating for kids is different kids will have different answers. If you weren't in my math class and you didn't have that memorized, I would understand you rounding this to 20 times 20 and saying that's a 4 with moving the decimal over 2 spots and saying 400. Or I would understand you saying 20 and then recognizing, wait, I'm good at multiplying 2s. I can double anything. And when I double 16, I get 32. So I'm going to leave this 16 alone and say that's 32 with move the decimal over once, 320. I would understand that as an estimate and this as an estimate if you didn't have me for math. But if you have me for math, that's your estimate. I know it's the exact answer, but that's okay because you can't do it quicker. Okay, and that's what we're doing when we estimate. We're saving time. Okay, cool thing. All right, back to this one. Use a generic rectangle and the standard algorithm to multiply these. Okay, so what am I putting here? I'm going to go ahead and put the 40 there, which means what goes here? A 6. Sometimes they put a little plus sign in there to recognize that's 40 plus 6 is the 46, right? Don't be confused when they start doing that in the book. Okay, and this is going to be a 20 and an 8. All right, and 2 times 4 is 8. Move the decimal over twice, so that's 800. 20 times 6 is 2 times 6. 12. Move the decimal over 1 spot. That's 120. 8 times 40 is 320, right? And 8 times 6 is 48. Take these 4 numbers, 800, 120, 320, and 48, and add them. And what do you get? 1,288. Let's see if you get the same answer when you use a standard algorithm. Okay, 8 times 6 is 48. Carry that 4. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus that 4, 36. I'm going to put a placeholder because now I'm going to that 2, which is really a 20. And then cross out any carry marks so you don't get confused. 2 times 6 is 12. I put the 2 there and the 1 up there. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. I go add. And guess what? Same answer. Must have done it right. All right. Same idea here. We're going to put a 60 here. And again, I'm going to put this plus 2 just so you don't get confused when you see it later. It's just 60 and 2. And I'm going to put a 10 there and a 7 there. And then I go 60 times 10 is 600. 10 times 2 is 20. 7 times 6 is 42. So I'm going to have 42 and move the decimal over once. So 420 and 7 times 2 is 14. Let's go put all these numbers stacked, write them vertically is what you say, and add them. 1,054, and let's check our answer. 62 times 17. I'm saying 7 times 2 is 14. Put the 4 there, carry the 1. 7 times 6 is 42 plus 1, 43. Put that placeholder down because that's really a 10, not a 1. And 1 times anything is itself. So 1 times 62, I'm just putting a 62 there. Now I have 4, 5, 10, 1054, 1054. Excellent job. Good job. Enjoy your weekend. Have some fun pie time. Hope you did well on your test. We will see you Monday.